Hello, welcome to Router Lab, your place for anything router and more. In today's video, I will be showing you guys the best Netduma settings for COD WW2, guarantee. Now, before we get started, let me give you guys a backstory of what we're working with as far as speed. Now, we are working with 940 download and 880 upload, and Verizon is our ISP. And excuse me, and before we get into it, I just want to make one thing clear. This isn't gonna be a video on how to set up your Netduma. If that's something you guys are interested in, you guys want to see an updated version, a 2018 version of something like that, definitely let us know down in the comment section below. But this is gonna be a video on how to set up my settings on your Netduma router, so keep that in mind as we move forward, because some things are gonna seem this is not what it is, but you want to do exactly what I tell you. So to probably do a settings video, I actually want to factory reset my router as well. Let me close this window, and I know I wasn't moving anything on the screen, so what you guys looking at right now is actually my Netduma, and this is the miscellaneous I can't say that word for some reason. I've said it all the time, but when I decide to record, I can't say it properly. I don't even care. So we are gonna factory reset our router, that way you guys can see how everything, you know, from the beginning till the end, out how everything comes together, and it's gonna be beautiful. And another thing I want to make sure I want to make clear is that this video is gonna be plenty of tips that matter to this specific video, right? It's not gonna be it's gonna be tip that matters to you, but more importantly, it mattered to my setting, right? So if you're actually gonna try my settings specifically, if you have Verizon as well, you have my speed the same, just like we do. You definitely want to follow everything from the T to get the best result. So as I was saying, let's factory reset our router, and it shouldn't take no more than a minute, and real soon you guys gonna hear a beep that's letting me know my router resetted. And there you go, that's the beep. Our router have resetted, and we are almost ready to go. But before we get going, one thing you want to do before we even start messing with things, start, you know, adding settings and all that good stuff, you want to actually go briefly over everything and make sure that your settings everything actually resetted to how they were before you even had the router, before you even touch anything, before you even moved anything, right? And I'm saying so because one thing that I've noticed is that sometimes I will factory reset my router and some of my settings will stay the same, and I know if it happens to me, it is definitely happening to somebody else out there, and I'm wondering, do they notice, right? So the one setting that wouldn't change for me, and it didn't happen all the time, right, is IPv6. Sometimes I will factory reset my router and IPv6 will actually still stay on disable. Now some of you guys, you probably saying, well, what's the big deal? You know, once you get your router and you're setting your Netduma anyway, the lovely people at Netduma always encourage you to actually put your IPv6, to disable your IPv6, and you are right, you should disable your IPv6. But my thing to you is this: if your router isn't working properly, how can you expect your settings to work properly? Because the fact that happened, right, the fact that I factory resetted my router and one of my settings didn't reset, is letting me know that my router isn't at 100 right now. And if my router is not at its best, guess what, your setting isn't going to be at its best. So that is a quick tip for you guys. So if you're just trying out my settings, or maybe you have your own settings, and you just go over everything, just try to factory reset your router and go over everything and make sure that everything actually went back to how they were. And I'm saying that this is one of the biggest tip I'm gonna tell you guys right now, and this is me keeping it real. Some of you guys have amazing connection, and some of you guys definitely most likely have settings that could possibly work, right, or are meant to be working. But the one thing that's stopping that from happening is actually something so small that is probably right under your nose, but you can't see it, right? majority of the settings, the Netduma settings out there, the thing that will make or break a Netduma settings, and I want you guys to really listen to what I'm saying, is something really small. It's rarely something big like, oh my god, it's because I live by the ocean, oh my god, there was an earthquake, that's why my setting doesn't work. It's usually something very small, something minor, something you could fix just by sitting on your chair, something like your Ethernet cable is not all the way pushed in, or something very minor. Some of the biggest problems when it comes to Netduma settings come from minor things, so you definitely want to pay attention to the little stuff, right? You want to pay attention to detail. So with that being said, as if you guys actually did listen to me and actually factory resetted your router, and then you actually go briefly over everything to make sure everything is good, now we are ready to go. And this is the juicy part, this is the sauce, this is what you guys been waiting for. I know some of you guys been waiting to see where I put my download and upload cap, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. Matter of fact, let me just show you the second thing that you want to do, and this is what I do for my settings. I know that people at Netduma, they tell you put your speed in and all that good stuff, and like I said, this is not a how to set up your Netduma, but how to set up my settings on your Netdumas, right? So the second thing that I do immediately after doing those first two steps is to actually go to congestion control and move my sliders to where I want them to be, right? And if you guys coming from my Haitian from Mars, you guys, we had a history and all that good stuff, you guys know I always promoted, you know, throttling your speed and putting them all the way down to like 10 and 5 and stuff like that, because I would always tell you guys that Infinite Warfare promoted bad connection, and for someone like me with 940 download and 880 upload, the one way I could compete and keep up with so many bad connection in Infinite Warfare is by purposely making my connection bad. But in this game, I found is the opposite. I don't have to throttle my speed crazy and 5 and stuff like that. I actually just keep my download and upload cap to 95. Now I've actually played on 70 and it works just as smooth, just as amazing as 95, but I feel like it is such a cliche, like, oh my god, my settings is at 70. I don't want to do that, so I keep it at 95. Same thing. And you guys also want to move, if you have as much speed as I do and stuff, like you guys have a lot of speed, you definitely want to click check reactive instead of preemptive. And I'm saying that you want to do this part manually, because once you put your speed in, they're gonna ask you, do you want the router to automatically, you know, do this and that? You want to say no, right? You want to say no and do that part manually. So we're not gonna touch hyper traffic yet. Before we do that, we have to do something that is more important, and this right here, what you guys are watching right now, is so much info. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let you guys sink this in, man, because this is so freaking much jewels right now. There's something happening right now on the screen that is making my settings work, and it's right there on your face, but you probably can't see it. But I'm gonna tell you what you guys are looking right now. This nameless device is actually my PlayStation 4. This is my Verizon router. This is my Quantum Fios Verizon router. Now what you guys are seeing is actually my Verizon router actually being plugged into my Netduma. So everybody's actually on this router, everybody in my house, and I'm the only one, on the desktop and everything else. So I got everybody, even though it's only 3 devices on my Netduma, it's actually like 4 or 5 on this one device itself, right? But if you guys coming from, once again, for my Infinite Warfare videos, you guys know the way my Netduma was set up is that it was plugged into my Verizon Fios router. Now it's actually the other way around, and I'm telling you, this will make or break your connection. You might still get a good connection, especially, and this is specifically for Fios people with Verizon, and I'll definitely make a separate video about that, because I don't want this to take the shine from this settings and make it about people with Verizon ISPs. So we are gonna keep that for a different video. But when I tell you, believe me when I say this, man, the amount of research that I do when it comes to router is freaking, it's not, to be honest, it's not healthy. That's the best way I can put it. The amount of research, I'll be 3 in the morning just resetting router and doing shit, man. It is not healthy. I will not encourage anybody to do what I do. That's why I do it for you, and I expect, scratch my back and all that good stuff. I'm just joking, but seriously, Now you guys understand this. Let's move on to something, to the next part, and this part is so freaking, yo, let me tell you something. If you want my settings to actually work for you, please follow my every step, do the way I do it, right? And after I've shown you guys everything, I'm definitely gonna do a quick speed through and show you guys if I was doing it without even talking, just kind of reset my router and do it without even talking to anybody. So the next thing that you want to do is actually go to host filter. If this video is too long, I'll definitely try to, I don't know, put like certain part of the video that way you can skip to that part if that's what you want. But I'm telling you this, if you skip parts, most of the information that's in this video matters to my connection. So if you skip them, most likely you're not gonna understand why a certain thing doesn't work, because you miss a specific something that is specific to my connection. So let's go to host filtering, man. And this right here, you don't want to select device yet. I know most people will tell you this is where you want to select your device, and this is where you get to select your device and stuff like that, but you don't want to do that yet. Before you set your device, you want to set up your house. I know this is crazy, and I'm gonna show you guys what I mean. The reason I'm gonna tell you guys the reason that I say what I say, right? You want to first set your house. Now, since I've been so obsessed with coming up with settings and messing with routers, and my next router that I'll be working on, which coming up next week, I'll be buying the Gaming Pro, you know, the new Netgear router and stuff like that. That comes with Duma OS. So if that's something you guys are interested in, definitely subscribe to the channel. That's gonna be up next week. Definitely, we're gonna have it coming. We're gonna look at it, do a review, and all that good stuff. So we want to go quickly before we move forward. We want to go to miscellaneous, and this is how I set up my miscellaneous settings. There you go, I set it properly. Stop playing with me. You wanna the only thing that I have checked on my settings when it comes to miscellaneous is only enable cookie. I didn't have that checked in, but since I've been paying close attention to the map. I want nothing to black my way. Actually have enable cookies on, and I'll show you guys why. In turbo mode, now some of you guys probably say, well, shouldn't you have super turbo mode checked since you have so much speed? If that's something you want to know more about, I'll definitely put a link down below so you guys could check out my different settings video where I talk about that and show you guys and talk about why I don't use super turbo mode instead of turbo mode. Like I said, I don't really want to get into that much because I don't want the video to be too long, and I don't want to make this video about Netduma, you know, setting up Netduma, and more about my settings, right? So now we're done. So let's go back to host filtering, and this is why I use enable cookie, right? Because I love to uncheck this because I don't want nothing to be in my way when I'm paying attention to this map. Because when you're in a game and you're doing tests, stuff that pop up on this map matters. So matter of fact, let me tell you, this is how I play. When I'm playing, this is how I play. This is it right here. I'm just like this. No, matter of fact, because it got to be right there in the middle because I got to see everything. This is how I play. Somewhere like this, I'm playing and my screen is like this, and I'm looking at everything, paying attention. Sometimes I zoom out to make sure I'm not missing anything, but I'm obsessed, right? So you guys, like I said, we gotta move our house, so we are gonna zoom out real quick. So we're gonna do this, and let's move that to 2 and do that. And now you want to move our house, right? Before we select a device, you want to just I literally just speak Creole, man. Just for this video, I'm just gonna pick up random spot. It really doesn't matter, but you guys will pick exactly where you live in the world, where you think that is the closest to it anyway, right? So I'm just gonna pick anywhere. I'm just gonna say I live right here, right? And now that we have done so, now you can select the device, right? And now you want to do nameless device, you want to do PlayStation Network, and this and that, and we have selected our device. Now you want to go to congestion control and then do hyper traffic, right? I found this work a lot better for me. It's amazing, and I'm definitely gonna tell you guys why. I'm not just gonna tell you do something this way and not explain it to you. Let me tell you my thought process. This is what I've noticed. Now it might not be the same for you, might not have to go through that, but this is what I went through, right? The one thing that I've noticed is that when I select a device and then move my house, it kind of feel like the router still believe this is where I live, where I'm putting right now. Because you know, when you just get your router, it always puts your house like somewhere right here. So even though when I select my device and then move my house after I selected my device, because you select your device and then you say, okay, well, this is where I live on the map, to be honest, and stuff like that. I feel like when you try to get matchmaking, the router still kind of believe, like it's still kind of confused where you actually are, so it's not giving you the best result, right? At least that's for me. Doing it the other way, the way that I told you guys, I've actually gotten a lot better. Amazing. I mean, you guys, yo, I don't have to prove myself, because I have no problem getting gameplay. You guys seen my videos, you guys know automatically when you look at my gameplay, you can tell this is somebody that got something working for him, and I'm sharing it with you guys. So definitely, you know, I'm the only one probably doing that, most likely doing that, right? So once you've done that, so this is why I do it that way, right? So you want to first select where you live and on the map, right? So you want to look up, you know, if you're not sure, you want to look it up, Google, oh my god, where's Kentucky, whatever, right? And then select that, and then select your device. Now of course you can personally, I don't use these, I actually uncheck enable in strict mode, but I actually have a settings, and I'll definitely make a video on that where these actually come in very crucial, right? But for my settings, I actually don't use, and my logic, my thought process behind doing my settings without using host filtering and enabling and stuff like that is because I think that's going backward. I think if you're gonna actually have a good setting, you're gonna have something that works. You don't want a lot of people are coming up with settings, but the way they're making it, the way for their settings to work is for them to only get people that are closest to them, right? I feel like if you actually have a good settings, you have a decent lower ping, most likely you always gonna have good connection no matter what, right? So for me, what I wanted for my setting is that I wanted my settings to work almost anywhere with almost anybody, right? I feel like by using host filtering and using the map and shrinking and stuff like that, I feel like you're not really working hard to have a really good internet, because you kind of just only work playing against people that are closest to you, because you want to have low ping and stuff. You want to feel comfortable enough with your connection that you don't have to worry about where the player you're playing against is at, because they're gonna get their ass whooped. And that's how comfortable I am with my settings. So this is the settings, and of course you guys know, and of course we are gonna do set bandwidth. And now I don't like to set up my bandwidth, before, like they tell you set up your bandwidth, and then you want to do, and I'm definitely gonna cover some of these numbers, man, because this is crazy. So you definitely want to do it the other way, because they tell you set up your bandwidth, and I'm gonna show you what I mean. So I'll do 940 by 880, right? I'll do 880, and I'll update my bandwidth. Now they'll ask you, would you like the router automatically configured to handle your speed? You want to say no, because you want to do that manually yourself. I believe you want that part. I used to do yes, and then this and that. Now you want to say no and do it manually. Now the reason that I actually move my sliders right before I actually put my bandwidth, that's because I truly want the router to believe, and this is crazy, this is just how I think, and I'm telling you, man, it works for me. We're doing it that way. It's crazy, yo. I'm telling you, man, sometimes it's the little things. I'm telling you, sometimes it's the little things that breaks and makes settings, man. The one thing that I wanted the router to really believe is that I wanted the router to really believe that 95 is my highest, right? When I put my settings, I want them to believe that's the highest speed I can get, right? And you never want to touch these again. Personally, and this is another personal tip, whenever you move your sliders, you want to reset, you want to reboot your router. You don't have to factory reset it, but if you are doing tests and you are moving your sliders and then closing your app and doing a speed test on a PlayStation and then getting into a different lobby trying to see if it works, before you get into the game, you actually want to reboot your router, man. It will work a lot better, and I'll make a video on that showing you guys what I mean, why I say you want to reboot your router. And let me see, we've set up we've set up this. Now let me show you guys one thing that if you guys been coming to my channel, you guys will notice this page look a lot different. If you guys coming from the Haitian from Mars and you guys used to watch my old settings video, you will notice a big difference on this page. Let me show you guys, and I'll definitely cover some of these numbers because I don't feel comfortable sharing these numbers with people. But you notice there's no highlighted blue bar that's telling me to use DMZ host on my router and stuff like that. And this, ladies and gentlemen, this will make and break any settings. Let me tell you. Now, I don't know, this is why I'm telling you, and I don't want to take anything from anybody doing Netduma settings video, but this is why I'm telling you, these people, most of them are full of shit. Because I was actually getting my Netduma to work when I was basically, I was playing on Wi-Fi. This is how I can put it. When you have to do DMZ host, you have to go into your Verizon router and put this in. That way you can give your Netduma full control. Whenever you have to do that, it's kind of like you playing on Wi-Fi. You see, right now it's like I'm playing direct injection. It's like the Netduma is getting the juice directly. It doesn't have to go, the sauce doesn't have to go through my Verizon router first and then go onto my Netduma. It's going through my Netduma first and then it's been distributed to other things. And this, ladies and gentlemen, will make and break any settings. And I can't believe I actually got my Infinite Warfare. I spent a whole year of Infinite Warfare technically playing on Wi-Fi. This is what it feels like. I'm telling you right now. I go to Infinite Warfare. Certain people I had a hard time with. Now I'm just running to them. I'm telling you, man, we are always getting better when it comes to these settings, and we are always looking for better router. And I'm telling you, my obsession is to find a settings that is literally like I'm cheating. I really can't die, and I won't stop until I get that. So anyway, guys, and this is basically my settings, and you guys will congestion control. You guys know all these other things, and they don't really matter. And you also want to go to LAN, and you guys know these things, man. You want to do disable, and you also want to go to, because I don't want this to be like a how to set up in Netduma, so I don't want to say all these things, but obviously I kind of want to let you know that this is how I set up things, right? You also want to put that on disable also. And someone did ask me a long time ago, do I use MTU? Do I change it? I'll leave it as is. I don't touch any of that stuff, and I will definitely be answering all your Q&As. I'll definitely be making Q&As video to answer any questions you guys may have about this settings, about your settings, about your connection, your router, all kind of stuff. Just put your questions down below, and I will crap them out and make a whole video about it and answer all questions that needs to be answered, man. We're not gonna leave anybody behind. Any questions you have, we're gonna make a video, we're gonna add it in, and it's gonna be beautiful. We're gonna give everybody their answers, we're gonna let you guys know what's going on and all kind of stuff, and it's gonna be very beautiful. So this is the settings that I'm using to get through Call of Duty World War II so far. Eventually I'm gonna have different settings for Call of Duty World War II, because I'm gonna buy different routers. We're gonna be testing all kind of routers. We're gonna be giving routers away, routers with settings. We're gonna be buying flash routers. If you guys don't know about that, definitely look that up. We're gonna be buying all kind of stuff, doing all kind of tests, and it's gonna be beautiful. If you are interested about you playing Call of Duty for 5 years, for the next 5 years, you want to be involved with this channel, because this channel will guarantee that your next 5 years are pleasant. You've probably been suffering in Call of Duty so far, but I guarantee you, subscribing to this channel will make your next 5 years of Call of Duty very pleasant. Anyway, guys, this has been Router Lab. If you guys like this video, definitely give it a like. If you guys are new to the channel, or you guys are coming from the Haitian Foremost channel, definitely subscribe to this channel, because a lot of big things gonna happen on this channel, and I will definitely make a video updating you how this channel is gonna work, how things gonna be moving, because we got authentic product, baby. Think of my setting as drugs, and we got very potent drugs like nobody else, and that gotta cost for that gotta mean something, right? So anyway, guys, like I said, this has been Router Lab, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And if I did miss anything, definitely let me know down in the comment section below. But I'm pretty sure everybody kind of know the basic of Netduma. This was me showing you my settings, and I will definitely make a video separately for my people with Verizon 5s, because I really want you to understand what's going on here, because this will make or break your router. Anyway,